Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Antoinette here, and I'm going to do the April wrap-ups for what's gone through the journals. Again, similar theme running through, and I do apologise. It is slowing down slightly for me, and life has been a little bit busy, and I would say a little bit more mental strain. So therefore, being kind to myself, I've had to step back and accept that that has meant my practice is falling to the wayside a little bit. And I'm not beating myself up about that, but I just wanted to be upfront with you all to let you know that sometimes this is okay to do, and you don't have to feel bad when you can't do these things. Even if you feel like you're letting other people down, you do have to give yourself the space to be okay about it. So I'm going to start today different way around. I'm going to do the digital journals. I've bought a screen for this. I do apologise. I broke my screen, so that's what you can see is all the breaks that are underneath. But I've put a matte screen thingy on top, so hopefully now that'll improve the glare that you all have to deal with when I'm looking. So if I go to my journal first, so we are April for anyone who's not aware, and let me bring you down a little bit. Okay, so I've decorated my page with some multiple stickers and things that you buy from Etsy. I've popped them onto my page. And what have I been listening to? So from an audiobook perspective, the P. Manley Hall Secret Teachings of All Ages and Grown Ups by Marianne Keyes. I'm going to be honest, I give up on that book. It's just a lot of wittering and nonsense. It wasn't drawing me in. It wasn't like grabbing me. So perhaps it's not something that fits my life and narrative, and which is why I'm not, gelling with it. So I've given up on the grown-ups, and I'm trying desperately hard to listen to the very dry P. Manley Hall book of Secret Teachings of All Ages. I did start writing the decks down that I was using, the Transcendence Tarot and Sassy Dragons. But again, that, as I say, the practice sort of fell out a bit, so I didn't continue recording my books. The films that I did watch, however, so I watched The Crow 2024 again, watched that at home. I watched the original Crow, and then there's the ones in between that I will watch over the next coming months, hopefully, depending on how much they are to rent. I watched The Man from U.N.C.L.E. So that's a remake of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Really, really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it. I think it had Tom Hardy in it. So I recommend that one if you see it come up. Rewatched The Brothers Grimm. That was just a background Sunday afternoon film when it was a bit cold, damp and miserable. The Beauty Salon. That was quite funny, if anyone's seen that one. The First Omen, which is a prequel to The Omen. And I watched the remake of The Omen 2004 as well. I'm a fan of the original Omens with, I call them Damien films. But the First Omen, which is 2024 make, was available on Prime, or was it Disney? I can't remember now. Was really good. I really enjoyed it. It didn't detract from the story of The Omen. So it told us how we got to Damien, like where did Damien come from, how we got to him. And it was all the background, dark imagination that got us there. So do recommend it if you like those films. Series I'm continuing to watch was Neighbours on Prime, The Odyssey on Disney. I think I've caught up with The Odyssey. I think that series has now ended, so I don't know if there's going to be another series or not, but I think it had like 32 in the series. Really good, really enjoyed that. Devious Maze on Disney. I think I'm nearly caught up with the entire series. I hadn't quite clicked onto the fact that there was about 4 series in there with, multiple episodes per series. So I'm thoroughly enjoying that. I think I'm about 8 from catching up to where they are, and then I don't know how often they release, so we'll find out. And I watched The Bondsman in one day. It's got Kevin Bacon in it. It was really good. I do recommend that one. If you like your witchy, your witch hunters, your supernaturals, The Bondsman was a really good one. Completely different from, what was he in? The one where he was tracking down the Poe killer. But yeah, completely different. Who did I watch? So I watched a lot of YouTube whilst I was trying to let myself out of my worry for not catching up and doing everything. So Amethyst Ascension, because she's doing Spring Clean April. So watching along with her, and there's been some amazing videos that are out and about with people showing how they've worked through their tarot collections, how they work through their herbal collections. I did one clearing out my drawers and tidying up my herbal collection, so that was quite cathartic to do. And I didn't get anywhere beyond that. I was hoping that would be my like starting point and give me the drive to keep going, but actually it turned out to be my crash point. We all have them, right? Moonflower Moments, Draculae, Aries Witchcraft, Mad Witch, Ronald varies the Kalat cards. So he's got his little series running now showing his Kalat cards and doing weekly readings. The Majestic Tarot, Tammy Pie, of course, Craggy Brook Witchery, The Ritual Kitchen Witch, Cedar Moon Witch, Cartilage Dawn, Coyote Tarot, Queen of Set Tarot, The Morgue Official. As you know, a few of us quite like that person. I just love the stories and the way they story tell and put things together. Ashley Morgan, Miss Kulala's Mystical Musings. She's had some really great videos out lately as well. Like, she makes you stop and think. And it's normally in a non-judgment way, but in a questioning way to stop and think. And there's never an answer at the end of it. It's just that, hand over to you. What do you think? What are your thoughts? How do you process these things? Danny Mystic, Haley Post, Truth Well Told, Ivy Corvus, Prickly Alpaca made an amazing flower lamp. I've had to write that there to remind me what I was watching out of junk and things. It was gorgeous. I really liked that. Amarin Cameron, The Northern Focus on Estonia and Sarema. Whit Sunday Oracle, Simply Han, The Witch of Mushroom Forest, Kalat World, as well as Ronald Veers, Leah, the Red-Headed Witch, Mystical Misty, Tapestry of the Unseen, Debbie's Witchy Vlog, did a craft along with her. That was lovely to do. It was making it's like a dress pocket to go into your journal. We got Meg Journals, Claire Galaxy Coop. She made an amazing altar book out of I'm guessing like the children's hard cardboard books, and she's like each one, so it's like a base to put your candle on while you're working, and then a backdrop to it, and it's just beautiful. Really quite inspiring. Aquarius Tarot Adventures, Mists of Time Emporium, SCT Tarot. Kellyanne Maddox has had some very interesting opinions and challenging thoughts on videos as well, coming at when people diss you, but you never really diss back, but you challenge their thought process and they're like uneducated bias. So I guess that's what she's doing. She's challenging people's uneducated bias, when they loop us all into the same thing in the tarot community or witchy community. So the monthly journal, this is the one from Amethyst Ascension. As I said, so that's available on her Ko-fi shop. And it was just working through, and she's done some videos on this as well, so you can follow her through. She cleaned her tarot room up, and she cleaned her shelves and got rid of like 100 something decks from her shelves. I mean, there's inspiration right there. So if you need inspiration to get yourself going and motivated, go over, watch her videos, get yourself started, and then come back and get her journals and things to get you going and see where you manage to make your way through, because she's also done 4 spreads to help you through with this as well. Broke it down into week 1, 2, 3, 4, because she understood that spring cleaning, something like that, actually is quite hard to do. So it was really intelligent of her. And I've actually put in here, haven't I? What have I put? How am I going to be able to keep up this month? I already knew that I was running on almost empty battery. So I've taken screenshots out of the journal. I have the journal. I've taken screenshots and dropped them in here just so that I wanted something to put in my journal. I'm that way inclined. So this was the week 1 spread. And I'm using the Penly app for the other journal. So this is the Note Shelf app, and I'm using Penly, where the journal just works slightly differently. I'm allowed to use text. I can buy texts, fonts from Etsy and import them, and then I can change the text in which I'm writing in, so I can have whatever I want and make it more designable. So we have that one, which of course, if you can see, so I used a Kalat card for the season, the Deviant Moon cards, and the Shadows, Oracle of Shadows and Light, I think that is. Did I write it down anywhere? I must have done. Week 15, Kalat card, Crossroads, Time to Make, the choice or decision. Now or never, what will you choose, harmony or chaos? So that was interesting to have. That was the card of the week that fits the week of the year. And here I am starting out a spring cleaning challenge. Oh, fancy doing a little homage to the Crow. Did you know there were this many Crow films? There's 6 so far that I'm aware of. So that's the one I watched. And that one. I have seen City of Angels. I believe I've seen Stairway to Heaven. I think I've seen Salvation, but I don't think I've seen the Wicked Prayer. But just to remind I've definitely seen that one. In fact, I've probably got that one on DVD. And I know I had 1, 2, and 3 on DVD, so I've probably seen these. I think I've seen that one on TV. This one I've never seen. So, yeah, I need to come back and do those. Moving through with my moons. So the pink moon for April. So it's also known as the Paschal moon. Just got some information here about the moons. Why is it called the pink moon? From the Old Farmer's Almanac, and where that links back to. It always does suggest, it's like I've just put it in here now, so it suggests like the rosy pink moon, but it's not, is it? It's not a pink moon, it's something else. So I've just put that down, and then some other bits of information I've got here. So the power of the pink moon. Oh, can you hear my dog? She's panting in the sunshine. I went shopping to feel good, so I bought myself some bags. I love these bags from River Island. I always have had a fetish for River Island bags since I was about 18. It hasn't stopped, so I went out and bought this one I saw in January, sold out, so I bought it as soon as it came back, and I got this grab bag because I don't like carrying my leather one to work. It gets ruined, so I've grabbed a cheapie for work. And then we're into week 2, and I've used the Gothic Litrature Tarot by Syrian Shadow for this particular spread from the Spring Clean journal. And I've written down what I thought then. Again, that's a screenshot from my other journal, and we're out and we're into May. So let's just bring up that one. This one. So, you all right, Marge? Yeah, she is just literally too warm in the sunshine. So here we go. I've put stickers onto this one. This is my sticker. This is the spread that she supplies. I've put the spread on here for week 1, which I've shown you the spread for. What do I hope? I hope to clear my space, my mind, my soul, and clutter and overwhelm during the spring clean. I'm not sure that I quite did. So there's my first spread with my write-up for the cards. Week 1, I also did the spring clean, so I did the drawers. So there's a video on my channel where you can watch that. So I've cleaned my drawers out, literally. Week 2, again, I've added stickers onto this page and popped the spread in here. I hope to continue making small wins in my space, decluttering, tidying and crafting, bringing joy into what I do, finding my passion for crafting, and just having fun playing. And here's my spread for that one, which I said was the Gothic Litrature Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Basically, I'm needing to understand how not to hoard possessions. Giving me that new, because when you change things out, you do get that new lease of life of creativity. But what I am is one of those people who gives it away and then realizes I need it for what I'm doing and I have to go out and buy it again. So I get stuck in that don't waste money situation versus getting it done because it takes me so long to get it done. I feel like, oh, it's collecting dust, I need to get rid of it, and I get rid of it, and I'm like, no, why did I do that? Week 3, we had the clarity spread. So should you stay or should you go? Now, this one was designed, so if you have an item, you're having problems learning whether you ought to keep it or get rid of it. This spread here should help you to do that. And that was a really good one to have been added to this, but I haven't used it because I didn't get to that point with my stuff. So my first clean out of the drawers and things, the stuff just went in the bin. It was gone, or it went back in the drawers. I haven't got to this one I was going to use with my decks when I got to my decks, but I didn't get to my decks. So therefore I've left a space for, throughout the year, I should be able to come back to that. And week 4, the final one is transformation. So it's your patterns and things that we're looking at in this spread, changing your patterns, you truly transforming into something else, becoming a better person of yourself. And I've got my spread here. So 1, 2 cards, then 3, 4, and an oracle to round up. And it was just funny that it says a grumpy red fairy, be true to yourself. So that's the spread that I've done. And I see I haven't quite written it up. I was going to, but I haven't quite got there, so I need to do that. I seem to be giving myself more and more homework when I'm doing these things. And I've used the Mythologica Fennica tarot for this one, and that's again the same deck, isn't it? Oracles of Shadow and Light. And then there's a few pages here for writing on should I desire, or for using to do, other stuff on. So I can make lists and things here, or see where I want to go. So I might list up my herbs and stuff that I cleaned out. So that is those journals. Thank you for hanging on with me. My moon diary from the Flickering Cauldron. Again, got to be quite bare. So, very, very low tarot in my life at the moment. So we are into the Aries witch, moving into the month of April. We also are the alder tree for those following the oghams, or the trees, the Celtic tree system. And here we go. So I just used, because I was feeling so weird, I was just grabbing decks any which way I chose to use them, to be honest with you. Cover information about the April pink moon. And I must say at this point, I haven't actually worked with the moon. I've been tracking the moon, following the moon, but I haven't actually worked with it. So I really don't know what's going on, why I needed to track it and follow it and then to not use it. So there must be a bigger picture to this. So I have to wait and see what goes on with that. Oh yeah, that was a tough one. Our water went off at 8 p.m. in the evening and didn't come back on a Sunday, and didn't come back on till Wednesday morning at, I think it was 10 a.m. in the morning. And when I say no water, I mean no water. No flushing, no running, no washing, no sanitation, nothing to wash my dishes, run a dishwasher, to cook, like nothing. And it's tough, let me tell you, it is tough working with a couple of litres of bottled water from the shop. Because here we all run on water supply, and it actually affected 13,000 homes. So it wasn't like I was alone, but it didn't stop me from complaining. I was a really grumpy person for those days. But then I had all the catch up that I needed to do, so it just took everything else out when I had to catch up. And we have some information here on the Earth Witch, which I'm just kind of flicking back and forwards on, just so you can see while I'm reading through, and embodying the Earth, creating crystal grids and things. And our tarot card is the Hierophant for April, and that's keywords: tradition, spiritual wisdom, guidance, structure, and conformity. Oh, excuse me. So there we go. And we have some beautiful pages in here about elemental deities. We've got the earth, air, fire, and water. If you wanted to work with deities of that type. Some of the suggestions, so I'm going with earth, air, because I'm an air person. So we've got the Zephyrus, which is Greek. We have Shu, Egyptian, and we have, for the Yoruba deities. Working with elemental deities and magic, so information there about if you want to do ritual invocation or altars, meditating with them, using correspondences to work with them, and how to balance an integration into your magical practice. And a little kind of conclusion there on their thoughts for workings. So you have your places to write for your supermoons, new moons, full moons, your budget pages, and I've started. I'm such a terror. I've started. So in May, very end of May, as you see, it's my birthday, and that's all good and proper. But in May, I also have, I think it's 4 or 5 other family members' birthdays, which kind of takes away, when I get to the end of May, the fun of my own birthday and the ability to go out and enjoy my birthday. So if I need stuff for myself in May, or my birthday even, I have to start planning in April, and I have to make sure I grab it on my April pay packet when it comes in. Otherwise I won't have anything left for myself. And that sounds a bit like back to front, but also when my pay at the end of May comes in, I'm catching up on everyone that I'm spending for in May as well. So and then in June I have more birthdays, family birthdays, because it's all my family, my brothers, my sisters, my mum's, my dad's, they're all in there within a 20-day period. They span into June, and it's really annoying. Really annoying, because everyone does their own thing. We don't all get together and let's make it cheap. No, we're all doing our own thing. So things that I needed, like I've run out of mascara, silly things. I've run out of like my cleanser, toner and oil for my face care, moisturizer, soap, like, you know, just a lip gloss. I needed some sunglasses. So I put them down as part of my birthday wish list, but I've actually had to adult and buy these things now. So they're all pre-purchased in the post. I'm waiting for them to arrive. And then like, what did I want to treat, like an actual treat to myself? So the Kickstarter, which is Candle Oracle by Libra Moon, came out. So I've backed that one. That's only open for a 2-week backing. So I've backed it because it looks beautiful and I really would just like to have that, even though it is very expensive. And the Boo Tarot by Celia Melville, she's adjusted her postage costs. So I was able to purchase that one at a sensible price. So I'm quite pleased to have that one. And that one's actually arrived early, so I've already got it. And then I decided to grab the Forgotten Home Apothecary because it was, you know, they've shown up as a deal. And I grabbed the online course as well because they came in as a deal for quite cheap. And they also come with a lot of other ebooks. So it just felt like it was okay to do that for myself because I really wanted them anyway. And also there's another one. I think it's called the Herbal Remedies Handbook. So they've arrived. So I already have these in my sweaty mitts. And I have the Partender's Tarot, which I really would have liked to have. But I don't know that I'd use it. It would just be a deck for the shelf. And then I'm like, do I need that? However, the digital guidebook, I have put a bid in for to purchase. So if it makes it, hopefully I'll get that. And there we are. That's those. Thank you for still being here. New things that arrived were these things. So the Fairy Tale Tarot by Lisa Hunt. I can't remember if that was end of March or very beginning of April. I did the walkthrough of it, but I haven't used it yet properly for me. So this is really pretty deck. Oops. US Games deck, but yeah, I'm yet to properly sit down and use it, but I'm sure this will get its time soon. But that was one that was pre-ordered ages ago on, you know, via US Games, and it's finally arrived. So I got that one. And then I ordered this one because everyone's raving about the deck, and then I know nothing. I know nothing. I know some stuff, but I'm really not a Bible reader. Never have been. To me, it's just a storybook anyway. So I figured I'm never going to use the deck, and I'm certainly not going to use the deck at £65 or whatever it is on Amazon. So luckily the book comes as a separate, and I've heard people say good things about the book. So, you know, sometimes we recommend decks just for a guidebook. This one felt like that was the way people were going, so I decided to get the guidebook because it was like £8. So if I need to, I can come to this if I want to know something about whoever made the deck and how they might link it to the Bible or to a passage or, you know, whatever they were thinking. And then we've got here things like questioning traditions, spiritual independence, rejection of authority, and innovation in belief. So they just felt like there were some good bits in here. I haven't sat down and read through it or looked through it. I've just taken it based on what I've heard across the internet, and it's just there now, and I'll dip into it if and when I want to get to it. So I don't have a plan to pick it up and read it. I have a plan to use it when or if I'm ready to use it, just as a guidebook on the shelf. So for anyone else who's been on the fence about the biblical tarot, there's something that you can do, and it brings it back into the affordability status. Just so you know, I still have this spread on my desk, which is the one I showed for the spring clean. So this is about transforming my patterns. So this one is still here waiting for me to type up. So it's not gone away, but at least you can see what it looks like. So we have our card 1, card 2, 3, 4, and the oracle card for the Grumpy Red Fairy. So this one is still on my desk waiting for me to delve into, and it's this one. So I don't know why I chose it, but it felt like it was this deck for this one. So that's another thing I've been doing. So just intuitively picking my decks off the shelves a lot more lately rather than pre-planning them like I always used to. I don't know if it's messing me up or not, or if that's why I'm not feeling so structured, but we'll see. You know, time will tell. What did I use then? So I used a bunch of stuff. Let me talk about this one. So this one is from Gillian Kemp. Can't remember your name. Oh my God, I've done it again. You're on my watch list. inspired me to buy this deck. So it's been on my shelf or on my desk since it arrived. I quite like using it. I like the colours in the deck. It's got a few kind of pastel shades to the back, or to the fronts of the cards. It's very pretty, and it's just nice, like, you know, simple picture with a nice keyword and name of the flower. And then the book is where the magic happens, if you want to know more about your flowers and magical workings and things. So I've been enjoying this one. I've been enjoying using this one with this one still. I think I might have had this last month as well. Hasn't gone away. So I think I've noticed this with a few other creators where they've said that they've not put their decks away, they've remained in rotation. So for instance, we've got Page of Wands with Temperance and Intimacy for the rose. They just go quite well together, I think. Oop. Judgment with Knight of Wands and the Thistle. Two of Swords. What's going on here? Two of Swords, King of Cups, and Divination. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said I'm out of spoons. Two of Cups, the Star, Honeysuckle, Prayers Granted. Oh, I'll finish on that one. I'll take that reading for today. Let me just... Like, honestly, literally, I'm claiming that reading. That's going into my book. In case you wondered what I'm doing. And claim, yes. Right, so those ones pretty much were read together. And then we had this one. I did pull out What's the Tea, but it wasn't quite hitting the mark this month with anything that I was using or with its messages that were coming out this time. So it's not the messages for me this month, basically, is how I've taken it. So I only used it twice, I think, and I was like, yeah, it's not quite right, this one. Interesting though, I keep getting this and like some other one about basically stalking, somebody stalking me, or... But ever since I've had this card, I've had these weird yeah, of course it's not going to come out. No. Not going to find it. Cyberbully, yeah, we get that one a lot. I get that one, that one, that one. Like more than anything else. What about that one? Like, they're weird. So the dark cards come out. Even if they don't match the tarot reading that's on my desk. So for that reason, I was just like, okay, put you away. I mean, I don't know if, you know, the other stuff, I'm not going to obsess over that, but yeah, weird. Does anyone else get those like strange moments where you're like, don't quite get it? Next, moving on. I have been using the Alleyman's Tarot as well, because I just thought this would give me the nitty gritty, because this one gets usually into the finer detail of stuff, whereas my other decks are more broad stroke. This one always seems to be finer. I had to put it in order because I had one too many cards in the deck and I discovered it was the Four of Swords. So this one is in order right now. So a few of these I've coloured in case you happen to recognise them from your own decks. So, because it's not shuffled, there's no point me giving you a reading with this one or, you know, pairing it up. But there you go. That's the Alleyman Tarot. And if anyone happens to know, I've got to look it up. I need to get the book out and look it up. I'm just lazy. This deck. This is the deck that I wanted, and I missed it on Kickstarter. I never made note of who it was, but the Queen of Swords is in here, and I'd actually really quite like the rest of the deck that goes with it. Oops. These are the backs. I would quite like the rest of that deck. Like, need and want are very different things, of course. So, there we go. My Alleyman's Tarot, that was the first version that came out. And I've also been using the Witch's Oracle with a very volatile deck. Oops. These 3. So 6 cups, Knight of Coins, Heritage, King of Coins, 4 of Cups, and Study. Page of Coins, 2 of Swords, and Commander of Power. Interesting, we have the Athame, so it's like that ace feeling coming in, isn't it? Empress with yes, because there's yes nos in this deck, with a yes to your answer, and Life Force. 10 of Swords, 2 of Cups, and Evocation. So there's a ritual going on there. The Star with our Page of Swords, and Protection. 4 of Coins, Death, and the Womb, or Rebirth and the Womb, however you want to name or read that one. And then we've got Queen of Cups with the 5 of Queen of Cups, 5 of Cups, Embodiment. So that was another set that I have worked with. As I say, they all just got pulled out kind of intuitively, no particular rhyme or reason. I just grabbed what I wanted to use and play with. This one has gone from not talking to me to winking at me a lot on the shelf. So clearly it wants to say something. Finally wants to speak to me. Right. New deck in the Boo Tarot. I've done a walkthrough of this one. It is just so... everyone's words were kind of like along the lines of stinking cute, stinking cute. Deliriously cute. So I'm asking if anyone knows of a pen that you can put on here which has a opaly iridescent shimmer that will look like the holographics that are in the rest of the cards. So I want to make all my cards sparkle. I'm not going to get a single sparkly card now, am I? No. So you can see on this one, someone's had a go. Like all these little dots. Unless it's meant to be snowing, but I can't see any other snow in this card. But you can see there's like all these little white dots on there. That's what's inspiring me to want to... There we go. So he sparkles a little bit. Yes, I call my ghosts he. Yeah. So if you can think of anything that does that, let me know, and then I can have a go. But obviously I want it to be a flat medium that doesn't rub off, so. I did use a pen, and it just looked like white dots, like white Tipex all over my ghosties, so that one didn't work. So to the artists out there, I am asking, please let me know what you've got. Yes, I have art mediums, but I'm not the best at them all. So I might as well show you these because they are here. Otherwise, I might forget because they've come in, beforehand. So this one, you've seen it, it's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's everywhere. So it's a spiral bound. They've tried to make it feel like it's, extra with metal edges. I don't know that that's necessary, but they put them in there. So this is really simple. This one is, for those of you who are wondering, it's on like, I don't know, maybe 100 GSM, 110 GSM paper. So it's nice thick paper, probably cartridge paper, to be honest. And here's how the pages navigate. So it's based on sections. So it's not got everything in it. For instance, I was looking for, so you get like, so we're looking at heart health. So here's a little snippet of items that you can use for heart health. Heart function and circulation. So then we've got some recipes here to help your heart function and circulation, and some items up there. And blood pressure. I was looking for something for creating a sunburn cream, which I couldn't actually find, but I did find, so there's stuff in here for skin. Can't remember which direction it goes. So it's got like sleep, anxiety and stress relief, and it's got sleep beverages in here as well, some really nice looking like sleep beverages. So there's a few things in here that I'm like, oh yeah, here we are. So dreamy almond and chamomile milk, that one sounds really good. I quite like the sounding of this almond banana smoothie. I didn't realise that a banana smoothie could help put you to sleep. And this tart cherry and passion flower sleep tonic, that just sounds heavenly. That's one I'm like, ooh. Women's Health. Skin conditions, yes, this was the best I could find, was a chamomile and aloe vera relief gel that you can make fresh and use directly on the skin, so you don't have to wait for the oils and things to infuse to create a balm and a whatever you call them in the herbal world. So that one, and it's quite small, it's not a big one. I can't remember how much it is, but I think I'm possibly going to get some use out of it making a few of those recipes, so it should pay for itself. And then the other one is this one that we know is everywhere, like absolutely everywhere. I've been looking at it for over a year now, I think, isn't it? It's been in our feeds, so 250 powerful recipes. This is the European edition. I don't know what that means. And this is the one that I have with it. She did, I think I got like 6 ebooks to download with similar things, telling you how to like create herb gardens, and various other bits and bobs, foraging. I can't remember, lots of useful stuff in the ebooks. And you get some videos with this book, and then I bought the course that comes with it, the herbal course. So I've got more videos to look at. Haven't looked at that yet. And it's basically this. So they are listed. So you've got cardiovascular, digestive. So it goes in an alphabetical, does it? No, it doesn't. Detox, respiratory, nervous system, auditory, musculoskeletal, immune. So you have to understand roughly what it is that you're looking at. So say it's your bones. Maybe your bones are hurting. So we've got painkiller in a jar. Or maybe you've got inflammation. You might want ibuprofen. So we've got an ibuprofen recipe. Joint pain reliever, grandma's salve for back pain, 3 herb poultice for arthritis pain. So you can pick what it is that you want to look at. Pineapple pain-killing extract. Skin problems. Again, I didn't have the... So cooling herbal gel for burn relief. Bug off spray. Freezing warts. Oh, wart freezing spray. Interesting. Antibiotic restorative cream. Soothing chickweed and vinegar bath for rashes. The endocrine system, reproductive system. And then you have a little bit on sourcing, setting yourself up. Tea infusions, like preparations and use. So it gives you information on what you're doing. Making syrups and elixirs, salves and balms. So it's got your background information, and then when you get to your actual page, it's really quite beautiful and simple. So you have a lovely picture to make it simple. You have your instructions on what to do, a little bit about what you're doing, and the ingredients that you need, and your dosage. So I don't think you could simplify it down any more than that, because I know that when I've looked at stuff like this, it just seemed to have like pages of step-by-step on how-tos. This is just really easy to grab, simple and do. And so when you look at it in this format, it just feels like, I can do that. And then I can just simply see, do I have the ingredients? Oh, I've got those in the cupboard. I'm going to go and do that now, you know? So I quite like that. Lemon and ginger nausea lollipops. Liver tinctures. IBS, peppermint oils. So yeah, this one is one of my treats to myself. And as I say, my birthday's not for another month or till the end of next month, so these things are early, and in theory I should be putting them all away. And I shouldn't be using them. So we'll see if I manage to do that, or if they just simply, they're here and I'm going to be like, I'm using them. We'll see what happens. Anyways, until the next one. I'm sorry if this one's been a bit rambly and a bit all over the place, but as I say, I've been feeling very out of sorts and really not quite with it. And I need to maybe just, take that break and allow myself the time to do so. So until the next one, be good, take care, bye-bye.